Good morning, and welcome into your Thursday, May the 15th edition of In the Know. Sam Gormley filling in for MB today. We appreciate you taking the time to join us here for this great edition of the day. It's a nice day outside. Some rain going to come through. We'll tell you about that. We got a lot of ECTC Litchfield news we're also going to be bringing you throughout the show today. And it's wild that today is May the 15th, but I can already predict what one Christy Buckles is going to be doing on New Year's Eve of 2025. It's amazing that I'll have that prediction. That will be a little bit later on in the show as well. But first, we have to waste no more time and play the music that everybody knows. And the everybody knows can mean only one thing. Settling in from the other side of the county, right? Good morning, Christy. How you doing? Oh, we're here, right? That's all that we can ask for.
Yes, I'm so not accustomed to this chair.
It's a little different, isn't it? See, luckily I'm in my same chair. I just have to use my extra hands sometimes, which makes things a little bit different. Do you ever get sunshine guilt?
I don't know. Tell me.
So sunshine guilt shows up as that nagging voice in the back of your mind that says you should be outside. Even when your body and mind are telling you to rest or be still, you might feel like you're wasting the day or not taking advantage of the good weather. You may become increasingly irritable, tense, or battle a case of FOMO when you see photos of your friends enjoying the outdoors. So do you get sunshine guilt?
I absolutely do. Yes.
I do too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too. I get, and it's even worse when you see like a friend who's in like Florida or something, and they're enjoying the sunshine, and it's raining here, and it's like, you jerk, just stop. Just stop. It's not fair. Yes. It's not fair at all. And we're going to go ahead and play this music, which can mean only one thing, right? We're not, I guess, going technically to ECT Litchfield, but instead he's holed up in some bunker in the middle of Western Kentucky. It's our good friend, Barry Williams. Good morning, Barry. How are you?
Good morning, Sam.
Are you there or not? You sound a little bit, you've gone a little Optimus Prime on me, which worries me just a little bit. We were just talking earlier and it sounded good. I'm not entirely sure what has happened. That's not good. No, I can hear you, but you sound like you're talking in potentially the other room. So how about this? I'll go ahead and we'll do a little weather forecast, and then maybe when we come back we'll have something that Barry will potentially work. Maybe even be one of those things where you back out and come back in. Sometimes that also fixes things.
Helps me.
Yes, turn it off and turn it back on is usually the best way to do it. Hopefully that can fix things. But your weather forecast for today, we have got. You're going to have a chance of some rain, as after starting the day with a mix of cloud and suns, clouds increase throughout the afternoon as temperatures soar to the mid to upper 80s. It's going to be warm this afternoon. Stray shower is possible. Most of the daytime hours will be dry. You're going to have some thunderstorms potentially throughout the night, and it's going to be kind of one of those summer days tomorrow where it's going to be nice at times, and then there's a chance of some severe weather. I think when I was looking earlier, we were under an alert day 2. But close to being a 3. You know how we always look at that chart and so on for your Friday. So we'll keep an eye on that, and I'm sure we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Maybe we have Barry now. We can try again, maybe? Please?
Let's try it one more time.
Oh, look at that. We can hear you now.
See?
Look at that.
Turn it off and back on. That seems to fix
it. It fixes everything. If only we could do that for ourselves sometimes. Like, that would be nice if that could work.
For real.
Well, I guess I can ask you this question since I was going to right off the bat. Are you a Slurpee fan or a slushy or whatever you call it?
Not so much as I used to be. I like smoothies okay. I like milkshakes okay. But I find that in, like, syrupy slushies like Slush Puppies, that volume of sugar all at once, if I drink one, it's like, okay, I need to brush my teeth and I need a nap.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about almonds? Are you a fan of, like, the nut, the almond?
I do. In fact, I have issues with dairy, so I have to use almond milk and cereal.
Okay.
That might be TMI, but...
Well, Blue Diamond at your local 7-Eleven, which there isn't really a local one anywhere near us at least, is going to be... They're going to be partnering with 7-Eleven and Blue Diamond to make a cherry Slurpee flavored almond.
Ugh,
A cherry Slurpee flavored almond. That sounds terrible.
it does
Now,
sound
you
terrible.
say that, but they at least made the good point in the story. They said, you put almond like extract in cherry pie. So it's not like it's the wildest combination in the world, but I mean, I feel like I'd want to try one, but I don't know that I'd want to buy a package of them.
Sometimes you get dehydrated cherries in like trail mix, and that's okay.
Love
So
those.
I guess maybe if I think of it in that way, but I just don't know as a Slurpee if that pairing works.
Yeah, because I guess it would just be really sweet and almost tart, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It doesn't.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not a Slurpee fan, so
some flavor combinations work. Like steak and potatoes is great as a dinner, but as a chewing gum flavor, probably hard pass.
Yeah, like peanut butter and jelly. It's a great combination, but yeah, I don't know that I'd really want to. I mean, I don't know that it'd work for chewing gum. That would be a little bit of a weird mentality of trying to process that. We'll hit a couple of news headlines as well as we go through here today's show, because we've got some special guests coming up later on in the show. The Trump administration has approved Governor Andy Beshear's requests to add individual assistance for 24 more counties affected by last month's widespread flooding. That includes Grayson. So that's important. So Grayson, Breck, Davis, Hancock, Hart, LaRue, McLean, Meade, Muhlenberg, Ohio, Warren. Those are some of the local counties on that list. That joins counties that were already added back on the 25th of April of Butler, Christian, Hardin, Hopkins, McCracken, and so on, of some of the other local counties. So now there have been 37 approved. If you need funding for FEMA based on Grayson County locally, you can go to disasterassistance.gov, or you can call them 800-621-FEMA, or you can even go to the FEMA app. You're going to need to have information ready, and you cannot have had already income coming from insurance based on that. And then you can also appeal if they deny your decision. So again, if you live in Grayson County and you had flood damage, you can contact FEMA to potentially get some money to help out with that. Yesterday's show, we told you about some preliminary information coming out about a Litchfield man charged with stabbing a woman. There's been some new details released on that. This happened on Tuesday night at about 11:40 p.m. on Wilson Drive in Litchfield. Police said that the victim had serious lacerations to her arms and face, according to the citation. It says that the suspect, 32-year-old Nathaniel Hardin, quote, stabbed the victim at least one time in the face during the assault with a serrated kitchen knife. After questioning, he admitted to stabbing the victim due to an ongoing argument. The victim was transported to EMS to Owensboro Health, Twin Lakes. Hardin had superficial wounds on his hands and was transported to the hospital as well before being lodged in the detention center. First-degree assault, domestic violence, a Class B felony is what he is charged with. So that's an update on that story that we told you about a little bit more yesterday. The case against a Caneyville man who posted thousands of photos of women and girls, and we've talked about this a lot, will be placed in the hands of a grand jury. His Zachary Robinson's preliminary hearing yesterday, District Court Judge Bradley Butler found there was enough evidence to send the case to a Grayson County grand jury for its consideration. We've talked enough about this story over these last week plus. That's the next update for this, and this is going to be one of those that just continues to going on. He's currently in the Grayson County Detention Center on a $500,000 cash bond. The grand juries typically meet during the first week of each month, so the next step of that will be coming sooner as it comes along. This I found interesting, and just more based on the ending portion of this, to kind of step back and look at the state as a whole. An ethics complaint stemming from Republican Daniel Cameron's failed run for Kentucky governor has resurfaced as he's now running to potentially succeed Mitch McConnell. And what this goes through is, I could go into the the teeth of this, and really the long story short is that it was potentially he was acting as Attorney General and raising money based on that was what it was in his role, instead of he was trying to allegedly in there, and it's kind of all of this. Was he the Attorney General at this point, or was he the gubernatorial candidate at this point? Because when you're holding the office, it can get really murky as to which position you're in at that time. And the complaint says that he was acting as the attorney general, raising the money. Cameron says, no, that was not the case. But I found it interesting. What do you think the punishment is if he is found guilty for the state ethics law?
And well, I mean, it could knock him out of eligibility to run. But then again, I don't know that that really has any bearing on your ability to run for office.
$5,000 fine. And that's where I'm kind of like, at some point, and I know you paying the fine admits your guilt, like can admit you're guilty, but like at some point, don't you just like, because for a candidate like that, $5,000 is being like, hey, Christy, you got to give me $5, like,
Right.
and at that point you're like, okay, $5 and you go away. Okay, here you go. It's so that's what's I just find interesting that I would have assumed that, like you said, Barry, that it would be something a little bit more serious as far as a punishment, but that shows what I know, because clearly I know nothing when it comes to the ethics commission of the Kentucky gubernatorial. I don't know, but I don't know. It was one of those that I was like, I feel like it would have been more money than that, but again, I don't know. Mark Pope spoke earlier this week. We've talked about that a couple of times, I know, and he spoke at length about playing Rick Pitino later on this year. And what he said was, I'm so hyped, I'll be honest with you. And he said, I'm just putting this out here so he can hear it. I am bringing the suit game. I've already started planning. I'm bringing the thunder. I don't know what coach has prepared, but he better get his tailor because it's on right now. Now I'm curious as to what does Mark Pope rock out there as a tailored suit going up against Rick Pitino when they play a little bit later on this year.
I'm guessing it's going to be like all UK blue. But or maybe, who knows, maybe it'll be just like, some sleek power gray suit. I don't know. But I love it. I love it that he's already hyping this game.
Maybe it'll be bedazzled.
Oh, I mean, listen, rhinestones?
Right?
Or does he go like pinstripes, like a full like Italian mobster, like we kind of think Pitino is? Pitino and Cal, they had that like. I would say he'd slick his hair back, but that's obviously not going to be an issue for him. He's not really going to be able to do that. But, Kentucky's non-conference slate next year, you've got Louisville on the 11th of November. Too early. But a week later, you've got Michigan State at Madison Square Garden. You've got Gonzaga in Nashville on December the 5th. Indiana, you're going to have that game as well. You're going to have this St. John's game. The Purdue exhibition comes up in October as well. It's a pretty darn good non-con schedule for the Cats coming up, and I don't know about you. I hate to just say football season, can we just get past you? But I have no real interest in cheering for Kentucky football this year. I have a sense of, I don't even know the word, apathy, I guess. It just meh, and I'm just ready for basketball season to get fired up again. We got about 5 months.
Alone, Sam. I think if I saw correctly that like ticket sales for football are down 11% or more.
And that doesn't surprise me in the least, because I think everybody's just kind of at the point where it's like, especially, I heard KSR talking earlier this week of saying, they play Toledo week 1. Toledo beat Mississippi State last year. So that is not a week 1 gimme of a win. Can you imagine if Kentucky loses that game? I mean, it might, it's going to get real bad as it goes along. And then to wrap us up, too, we wanted to make sure that we give a huge shout-out and good luck as well. The Grayson County tennis teams, the Lady Cougars, have advanced to the Region Tennis Team Championship tonight. Yesterday, they swept, I think it was Muhlenberg County is who they ended up sweeping yesterday. So they will play Davis County tonight in the 3rd Region Girls Team Tennis Championship. So good luck to them in Owensboro. Hopefully they can bring it home. We always want to see some region championships come through, so good luck to them. And we have got to get to a break, because when we come back, we are going to be joined by Robin Gooden from the Kentucky Career Centers. There's a big event that I know you at ECTC are partnering with, Barry, and then we're going to talk a little ECTC. We got a lot to get to next segment, so make sure you stay locked in here on In the Know, because plenty is still to come.
This month, Owensboro Health says thank you to 5,000 amazing team members who make our health system a great place to work. Here is Ashley Harrington, CEO of Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center.
If I could speak to each one of our team members today, I would say to them simply, thank you. Thank you for what you do every day.
Treatment right to your community. Serving 5 counties, including Grayson, our innovative services offer telehealth treatment, mental health counseling, medical health assessments, primary care, and general medical services. We also offer hepatitis C and HIV screenings and treatment. No more long travels for essential care. We are discreet and accessible. Visit intensivehealth.com to find out more. A StepWorks recovery service.
Today, successful small businesses are lean, portable, and focused. If you're running your own business, you need to stay in tune to your customers, vendors, and employees. That doesn't leave much time for processing payroll and reporting, much less the overall performance of your business. The firm of Buckles, Travis, and Hart has a full offering of services for small businesses: payroll processing, tax liability, unemployment.
Found. A proposal from High Tech Minerals Incorporated is looking to add roads and hundreds of wells to test for lithium in the area. Many see it as a possible boost for electric battery production, but locals are concerned about the impact on wildlife and cultural sites. NVIDIA is downgrading its powerful H2O AI chip to avoid some of the export restrictions placed on the original version. The modified chip has reduced memory capacity, among other changes. This would allow NVIDIA to maintain its presence in China while easing U.S. concerns over China using the chip for military applications. And Reddit is introducing a new suite of tools to help businesses set up brand profiles and connect with the platform's different communities. Reddit's website promotes the free Reddit Pro profile as a way to help businesses get started. Users can find authentic, official information directly from a business. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Today is Bring Flowers to Someone Day. It is Chocolate Chip Day, Brown Baguette Thursday, Hummus Day. It is also Straw Hat Day, and it is also the day we say good morning and welcome to our new good friend, Robin Gooden, who is the Center Manager for the Lincoln Trail Kentucky Career Centers. She joins us now. Robin, how are you doing?
Fine. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thank you for joining us. It's great to hear because I don't know that you've ever been on with us. And when I hear the Kentucky Career Center, the first thing I just have to know, and I'm going to be naive here, and Barry might smack me here from across because he's joining us as well, is I'm going to ask you, what is the Kentucky Career Center? Because I hear that all the time, but I don't really know that I know what it is.
Well, I am so glad you asked. So we have several locations. So Kentucky Career Center is a place where folks can go to actually get back to work. So the idea is that it's not an unemployment office. I know there is services of that here, but we're really trying to get people employed. That's the idea behind the Kentucky Career Center. And so we are very excited to have all sorts of different resources in the building to help folks get there. So sometimes that's resume writing, mock interviewing, helping folks with job searches. Sometimes that is some barriers they might have. Sometimes that's lack of training or any of those kind of things. And so we have folks who are in the building who can help them do that.
I know coming up later on, I guess really it's not, it's weird for me to say later on this year, and really it's not later on this year because it's June the 4th, and it's wild to say that June the 4th is like 2.5 weeks away because it doesn't feel like it should be the middle of May already. But I know you're collaborating with the Grayson County Chamber of Commerce and also with Barry and his crew over at ECTC for a job fair. Can you give me a little more information about what that's going to be?
Yes. So we're very excited. The collaboration between the two, Grayson County Chamber, as you said, and the Litchfield ECTC campus, we got together and said we really want to have a big job fair held there at ECTC in Litchfield on the campus on the South Lawn. So that event is going to be June 4th from 1 to 6, and we're super excited about this. It's actually an outdoor event in which employers will be setting up tables and talking with job seekers directly. So employers will be supplied with a table and chairs, that sort of thing, but they're encouraged to bring their own pop-up tents because that might be a need on June 4th, right? So it could be very warm.
I know. Let's say, sorry. Keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay. Employers will also have access to interview rooms inside the building. So they're actually going to be doing on-site interviews.
I like that. Let's say I'm a business owner right now and I'm listening to this and I'm saying, oh, I think I might want to get involved with that. I might want to set a table up. How do I go about doing that?
Absolutely. So we currently have 9 employers signed up, and we really want to extend the invitation to more businesses, and especially those in Litchfield. So we want to make sure that everybody gets this information. If you're interested in signing up, please sign up either. You can send Shanika, our business team lead, Shanika Johnson, an email at shanika.johnson@workforceinit.com to make that connection. Or you can go to our Kentucky Career Center Lincoln Trail website and click on the events page for the link to sign up. And there'll also be some resource tables available too, but we're only doing about 7 of those. We want to make sure that we get all the employers we can into that space as we move forward. So if you're an employer and you're interested in signing up, we'd love to have you come out.
Let's say I'm looking for a job. Maybe I'm in a career right now and I'm not happy with it, or maybe I don't have a job. Maybe the kids have left and now I'm looking for something to do to kind of fill some of that time. Sure. What advice would you give to a job seeker who's now hearing this and saying, ooh, June the 4th, 1 to 6, I'm marking that on my calendar right now and I want to be there. What advice would you give them?
I think the most important thing is employers are going to be on site to do interviews with you. So remember that when you come to that site, it's not just an informational thing. And so it's very important for you to dress to impress. Make sure that you have the proper attire on to speak directly to an employer. Have your resume in hand. Probably about 10 copies of that would be really helpful so that you can pass that around. You should not just have it on your phone. Employers are not going to go through your phone list to do that. We see that a lot. And also just be prepared with a smile and a positive attitude that you're going to get a job today. And just be able to smile and talk with employers and really discuss a new opportunity for you.
You mentioned the resume word, and I think that scares some people because it's it's a very important document that can make or break your case for getting a job. If, let's say, someone listening right now, and I'm sure there is someone out there that maybe hasn't ever made a resume or made their resume, but they've been in a job for 20 years. They're looking for something different and they haven't updated that resume in 20 years and could use some extra help. Can your office help with that as well?
Oh, absolutely. And I think it is a really good point that you've made because resume writing has changed in the last few years, and it's really important for folks to relook at that resume and make sure it's updated, but also that it's just fluid and that you have all the information you need there. So if job seekers need additional information or assistance with that, that's what we do at the Kentucky Career Center. So they can visit the Kentucky Career Center in Litchfield. There's an office in Litchfield at 125 East White Oak Street in Litchfield. That's the old courthouse building. And it's open from Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. However, appointments are encouraged. There's limited staff there, and you can do that by calling 270-216-0608, and you can actually talk with someone and get an appointment made. What they do is basically go through your resume and make sure that everything's updated, and make sure that you have a really good base to bring into that job fair.
It's really a helpful information that you can have. This is coming up, the job fair, back to that though, June the 4th from 1 to 6 p.m. at the ECTC Litchfield campus. Robin, is there anything that I'm missing that you need to give out that I haven't already asked you about?
No, I think we've covered it all, but feel free. Well, I guess additionally, I would like to add that if for some reason that you're not able to get an appointment in Litchfield, or that you're going to be in E-Town at some time, there is a comprehensive center in E-Town at 233 Ring Road. We have career advisors here at all times from Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. You do not have to have an appointment to come and see those folks. So feel free to come into the E-Town Center as well and talk with someone about your resume. And then additionally, just remember that this event is for job seekers and employers, and it's absolutely no cost to them.
It sounds like an amazing event. June the 4th from 1 to 6 p.m. at ECTC Litchfield. Robin, I appreciate you taking the time. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, and thank you so much for allowing me to be on the show.
Thank you. That's Robin Gooden from the center manager for the Lincoln Trail, Kentucky Career Center. And Barry, now you're up here. That was a lot of really good information. I'm sure that's something you've been hearing a lot about, because I'm sure that you have some of your students that are maybe getting ready to graduate that could take advantage of this.
Most definitely.
Oh no, is it happening again? Oh, what has happened to your audio? Is it Optimus priming again? Oh, maybe we could try what we did last time one more time. It's just we gotta unplug it, plug it back in or something. I love technology. Isn't technology just so much fun?
It's
so much fun.
Right?
Oh, yes, it's just the best. It's just the best. It's so much fun. You're still a little Optimus Prime-y, which I think, in some aspects might be fun for you to talk like Optimus Prime. I'm sure that maybe to give a public speaking class. Now I'm just curious if you would appreciate a student in your public speaking class to do an entire speech in an Optimus Prime voice, if that would be extra credit.
I did have a student. I had a student once have her camera upside down, had the whole speech upside down.
Oh, bless.
Whole speech upside down. You are still just a little bit quiet. I don't know if you can try and back out and come back in, and maybe that'll fix things.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah, we can try and do it that way. Technology just never really wants to work that helpful at all. But Christy, you heard that interview. A lot of really good information. June the 4th from 1 to 6 p.m.
Yes, that is a lot of great information. And yes, the resume part, that's very important. I can see where, in the world that we live in, having it on your phone is great, but you really need to have that hard copy in order to pass out. So
yeah, and I mean, there are places, if you don't have a printer, I'm sure there are places like the library that can
is great.
To help that out.
There are places to help.
I've seen Barry has rejoined. Maybe it'll work this time. My fingers are crossed. Technology. There we go. Yes, we can hear you now. It just does not want to work for us today.
I'm going to have to be more fastidious in looking at these settings.
Oh, boy. Are we getting your word of the day right off the bat? I think I picked up on it. Okay. We'll come back to that here in just a few minutes. A lot of really good information there from Robin, but kind of stepping into just the ECTC world, because since Cindy lets you out and lets you free to talk to us, we have to make sure that we check off the boxes, right?
Absolutely.
Registration for ECTC classes for the summer, there's still plenty of time to get in, is there not?
There is. Right now, we're registering for the summer, and we'll be doing that through June 2nd. So you got a couple of weeks. It's hard to believe we're halfway through May, but here we are. And, those slots are filling up pretty quickly. So if you need some of those gen ed slots, English 101 or speech or biology or algebra, and especially if you need it online, you better get on the stick pretty quickly. And then, of course, we're going to be registering for the fall all the way up till the week before classes start. And really even the week of classes starting. If you really need to get into something, we can make that happen. But if you're a first-time student and you're applying, then, the FAFSA, it seems to be the going theme that the FAFSA is taking a while to process. So I would advise people planning to enroll in the fall to get make an appointment as soon as you can.
That FAFSA word it's a little bit like does it set off like alarm? I think it sets off alarm bells in a lot of people's heads because it's daunting, I guess. In some ways, it can be, but you all can help with that, right?
We can. I advise students, so I help them, kind of map out their life choices, their career path, and what classes they need to take. FAFSA is a little bit above my pay grade, but we have staff on campus, Bobby and Cindy. They're gurus with it. They're sort of the duct tape that holds that place together. And then also, of course, we have our financial aid office on main campus, which I would advise students to reach out and contact, especially if they've got questions about the FAFSA, about their refund, about full-time status. There's lots of financial questions that can affect their college trajectory that they will need to look at.
I know that, you mentioned registration and so on coming up for summer classes. In fact, there are a few seats left in the summer nurse aid classes as well. Is that not correct?
Yeah. And that's a 8-week classes with state testing and certification. So this isn't something that's just, related to our college where you're getting something that's willy-nilly. I mean, this is something that's going to really enable you to better yourself and have a career in the nursing field. And so that nurse's aide position, it starts May 29th, and we'll have a second section. It's going to be offered on the 30th. And so if you want to get in, like you said, there's a few seats left. So I would get in while the getting's good. I think sometimes people wait for the right, perfect timing to do things, and the perfect time often never arrives when you're waiting for it. The opportune moment, as Jack Sparrow said in Pirates of the Caribbean. If you wait for that opportune moment, it can pass you by before you realize it. So, maybe now's the time to start looking at those life priorities and make a commitment to better yourself.
In the radio industry, there's nothing we love more than what we describe as the old tease. The radio tease. We'll say, this is coming up. And I saw, when Cindy was letting us know some of the things that she wanted us to make sure that we mentioned this morning, she says that they're happy to let you know that they're working on a brand new program for fall 2025. And she even used the word just a teaser. It's exciting, and there are more details coming soon. So I have to ask you, Barry, are you finally teaching the underwater basket weaving major?
No.
Oh.
I'm terrible at weaving. Like, the kids will ask me to braid their hair, and I'm like, you got pigtails or